My dad, he said it. I came in, my dad's like, the parking's gonna be more crowded now. And I'm all, why? And I'm all, why? He's like, because Mike said that his girl, that his woman passed away.
So it was girl or his wife?
They're not married. Well, actually,
but they were
who am I to know? They never referred to her as wife. Mike and my dad always refer to her.
Well, there are some people out there that don't refer like, oh, my wife. They just be like, oh, Daisy or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, my dad's like, oh, it's gonna be crowded more in the parking.
Why though?
Because he's like, oh, we're gonna start seeing Mike more often. And I'm like, why? What happened? Yeah. I'm like, what happened? Fuck? He's like, his girl died. I'm like, oh my god. And as soon as I saw Mike, I'm like, oh my god, Mike, I'm sorry for your loss. He's like, oh, thank you. But oh my god, that's sad, how you can. That was his partner.
I know, it sucks, dude. Yeah, there's some people that, I don't know, I wouldn't. Well, yeah, I bet you they were married one way or another. Do you know how long they were, like,
if they were married,
together?
I would see them together. They were. I saw this lady one time.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because his mom died.
Oh, so she
came over. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, so he only lives there, but they both live together somewhere else.
Yes. Okay, he lives there now.
Right.
But before she died, he was living somewhere else.
The times that you see him there, she was never there.
No, she never came. She never came.
So the house is practically itself, or he'll be there like once in a while.
The house was literally like by itself, because the mom, because what happened was his parents both died of cancer. So the mom was a smoker. So the mom was a smoker and the dad was not a smoker. I never saw the dad smoke at all, like cigarettes. And
there in the same house.
In the same house.
Okay.
Yeah, in the same house. And his mom would smoke all the time, cigarettes all the time, and I miss that.
What do you mean you miss that?
Yeah, because not a lot of old people smoke anymore. Yeah.
That's true.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't really see them. That's so true.
She was like 80 something. That was so cool. Yeah.
I believe you, dude. That my grandma, she was like 80 something, and yeah, she was still fucking puffing cigarettes.
Really? The husband.
My grandpa, según allá in Salvador, she started smoking since she was like fucking like 13 or 15, something like that, dude. Pero one of my uncles made a joke que según mi abuela le pasó a dos doctores. Meaning, like, there was two doctors that, when she was young, there was a doctor who used to check up on her and told her not to smoke. And then, like, a couple of years later, the doctor died and she kept on smoking. And then now when she grew up, there was another doctor that was checking her and telling her the same thing to quit. A couple of years later, the doctor is the one who died. So she surpassed the two doctors. No, but they were telling me that sometimes she'll puff two carts a day.
Yeah, the doctors, they say that in what happened with the 94-year-old that I know.
Still smoking?
No, the 94-year-old in Mexico, she doesn't smoke. Her vice is Coca-Cola.
Oh no!
Her vice
no
is Coca-Cola.
way.
Yeah, and she's 94. And you know
Actually,
what the doctor said?
There was a documentary I remember seeing on YouTube. There's a couple of places in Mexico. They fucking replaced the waters with sodas, with Coke. I swear to God, dude. And there was I forgot. I think there was a young guy. Él agarró rocas en su liver for drinking too much fucking sugar and shit. Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And he was young too. I'm like, fuck. And yeah, even babies. They were giving the babies fucking sodas and shit. I was like, damn, that's crazy. So that was her fiend, the soda?
And her family's not concerned, because they want her to live. They want her to live. She's 94. She has no business drinking soda.
I know, but it's funny though. Like, they're concerned about soda.
Her family's like, damn, like, we don't want her to, and the doctor, what the doctor said? Let her. Let her.
Well, yeah, let her enjoy 94.
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with Coke, he said.
Yeah, well, yeah, not anymore. I mean, once you hit 94, I don't think there's nothing wrong.
She has her Coke, just a little bit. She only drinks a little bit. Yeah, she only drinks a little, obviously.
I know, but still.
Mm-hmm.
And 94 with soda, like that shit has a lot of sugar. Sometimes they drink it too.
And you know how the obviously people eat like this too here, but she would have her like pile of salt, and she would grab a pinch of salt to eat.
Actually, it does help. My mom used to tell me that when you're super hungry, it's better when, let's say you're hungry, right, and you haven't eaten. It's good to get sal, and just like the palm of your hand and eat it. That can calm down. Salt can help you calm down your your hungriness, nervous, something like that. She told me something like that, and your stomach of aching for food. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the thing about that is misguided, because you know what?
What?
You know what I learned in science? I already told you that the chemical, the salt, is NaCl, which means it's made out of two compounds. So salt has two compounds. So that means that you have the sodium, and the symbol for the sodium is Na, and then the symbol for chloride is Cl. So together you make salt, and it's NaCl. And then the body, so salt afuera, ya lo ves duro y white, ¿verdad?
Right.
You ingest it, and it changes its compound. So now you have two separate compounds which your body uses. So you use sodium, and then you use chloride or whatever that, I forgot what it is, but Cl, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, we use that shit for our body to work, and people fucking tell me salt is bad? It's weird, huh? But we're literally made up of that shit. Like,
yeah, I know we are.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, that's weird.
And plus, there's a lot of food already comes with salt. Mm-hmm. I noticed that.
People,
even
exactly.
drinks.
So that's weird how people say it's bad, but literally, like, we need it. So
yeah, I know. Yeah. It's to balance and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I honestly think we're fucking like aliens that already adapted ourselves to this world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because how the fuck?
Oh yeah, I sometimes on YouTube I get caught up on YouTube, and I do watch that sometimes. Honestly, I do watch that sometimes, but sometimes I get bored. I get bored.
You do?
Yeah, I get bored, and I was like, nah, I'm good with the UFO thing. I already know they exist somehow, some way.
I know.
Yeah, like I
remember seeing that shit a long time ago on the National Geographic.
You want to know something cool? Shit. I don't know if you caught up, but recently, I don't know how long ago it was. It's the people versus the government. So we have like
it's always been like that.
Yeah, so we have like these hearings of like the government saying no, this is classified, and then you have the other side saying, well, explain all of these things. And so there's people from the government that are actually saying the truth about UFOs. Look it up on YouTube.
I know.
And the government's actually saying something about UFOs now.
Fucking, what was that wrestler's name that he became a governor? Fucking Jesse Ventura and things like that. I forgot what fucking state he was. I think here in California. But yeah, he said that once he became governor, or I don't know, city I don't know what the fuck he was, but yeah, he became something. But he said that he was reading all kinds of classified fucking notes and shit about aliens, all kinds of shit.
There's definitely weird types of aliens. That's what they said, and I do believe them. I do believe in Area 51.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that. Oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah. You don't have no idea.
Do you see how that's like?
It's an alien.
No. Do you see how that's like, ¿cómo se dice? Brillando?
Yeah. On the star?
That's weird, huh?
On the star?
The star up there, it's like...
Well, you know why it's doing that, right?
No.
Okay, so I remember reading this on what's it called? Not geography. It's astronomy, something like that. But when you see a star from here on Earth flashing like that, it's because either it exploded or it's about to explode or already has exploded. No, we always see.
Oh, so it's not normal.
No, that's
because
not
the
normal.
other one's doing the same thing.
Yeah, the ones that you normally see shining, that's because they exploded. They've been exploded, and all you're seeing is just since there's thousands and millions and trillions of fucking miles. All you're seeing is like.
Let me tell you why. You are right. Okay, so let's go back. I want to say 3,000, 2,000 years ago, before we made street lights.
Oh yeah.
Before we had.
Yeah.
So let's just pretend we're.
Yeah, that was all. You see the whole fucking star. You see the
whole sky, right?
Yeah, the whole fucking sky.
And so that's why I wrote in my
population either. No, hell yeah, you see everything.
I wrote in my paper. I'm like, dude, there's a good reason. Yeah, there's a good reason. our ancestors were really good at astronomy. There's a really good reason.
Yeah,
because they can see that shit.
Yeah.
They can see that shit.
Actually, that what you know what? Even looking back, when I remember in history, I think it was 5th or 6th grade or 7th. I don't remember. But with Harriet Tubman and shit, that she'll pick the North Star. I'm like, I was thinking, I'm like, well, at that time, there weren't street lights, but they had those oil type light burning on some towns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that time. But we're talking about the South, so where some people didn't, or city or counties couldn't afford that shit. But sometimes, like when I remember reading and I was just like, she'll pick the North Star, but I'm like, where the fuck is the North Star from, huh? You know what I mean? I mean, at that time, yeah, you see all the fucking stars. That one was really more detectable because you can see it.
People think that it makes a difference if you're in the part of the world or in the mountains where it's dark. Yeah, you can see the sky,
right?
But it doesn't compare to the whole world being dark. The whole world being dark, and then
we're just getting a couple of fucking
glimpse.
Glimpse of the light from the sun. That's it. And plus, the sun is nothing but fucking gas. Okay, go on YouTube and they have live solar sun, some shit like that. The NASA has it. It has it live. It's fucking. You can see like all kinds of shit, like weird fucking shit, like all gasoline and fucking burning like a motherfucker. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy, dude. But yeah, 2,000 years ago, yeah, you see the whole fucking star. But that's what happens though. When you're seeing those stars flashing from here, that's because either an exploder is about to explode or already has exploded. We're just fucking watching it. That's it.
My poor baby has hit his nose like like a couple of times. The first couple, I think twice, he because I used to put him on my lap and I used to work, and then the idiot would like hit himself on the desk.
Oh, he'll fall forward?
No, he would just sit on my lap and he would just go like that. I don't know why.
Like nodding or what?
No,
the fuck?
like because he was so closer. So if he goes down, he's gonna hit it.
Well, yeah.
He's so close.
Well, he was still the baby.
Yeah.
Well, duh. He has no balance.
Probably that.
Oh, he has a big head. That's why he'll fall forward.
And then right now, pobrecito tenía. He was playing, dancing, and then all of a sudden, he hits himself with the chair, and I thought it was his what is it called? His hip.
Yeah.
And then his nose starts bleeding, and he starts going like.
Wait, how the fuck did you? Wait. You thought it was the hip, but it was his nose that was bleeding?
Yeah, I thought he was hitting the hip, but his nose started bleeding because I didn't see his nose being hit. And so I was like tripping. So he
probably hit himself in the hip, but he probably hit himself somewhere else.
Yeah. And I was tripping. I was like, why is he going like that? Like if he like ripped open his brain, you know? Like, no, he was going like that. He was crying. I was like, what's going on? And then his nose started bleeding. He's like, my dad's like, I thought you said nothing happened. I was like, well, I didn't see it. He got mad at me. I was like,
you should have been like, you should never believe a kid.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. And then I was putting him to bed. And I saw his nose, and at that time, obviously, back when it happened, I didn't think nothing of it. But when I saw his nose, I was like, "Oh my God, it's a little cricket!" I told you because only because I already told you it has happened more than once.
Now, what's that? What's that actor with the crooked nose? He came out in. Oh, let's use yours.
Okay, it's not. His nose is not that. It's just a little bit.
I know. I'm just bullshitting. Yeah. I'm just trying to say you joke.
I was like, man, I wish if it would have swelled up. Well, maybe it did. No, well, how
did you
much?
Ice it?
No, I didn't ice it. I was thinking, I'm like, if it swelled like really big, maybe he did break it. But he only bled from one. He only bled from one nostril.
No, this right now he doesn't have like a fucking a hueso bien. I don't think he can break it yet. You could damage it.
Okay, I hope he doesn't have like breathing. You know, like people having trouble with sneezing and and what is it called? Blowing their nose.
I think I do have a problem with fucking breathing because look, my nephews they both breathe from on their nostrils, right? both of them. But when I do it, look, it's only one at a time. See, this was a clock. Look at this one.
Is that always like that?
Yeah. Since I was fucking like 12, I was just like, what the fuck? And out of nowhere, sometimes like I noticed when one of them was gonna get clocked, because then I like either I had a sneeze or I felt like I was about to sneeze.
And you don't have any reaction with your cat or cats?
No, because if I did, I would have had like a tongue reaction, a skin reaction, not just a breathing reaction. And I had it since I was 12. And I never had any cats until I was already kind of like growing up. I used to touch cats around, but that didn't matter. And plus, remember I told you I was born with asthma or whatever? My mom told me. So I'm like, all right. Well, I guess, I don't know.
When you were a kid, did this ever happen to you?
No.
I was so excited that I caught a pigeon. But guess what? That stupid pigeon was sick. No. You don't get it. So I was like...
Well, but how did you catch it?
No. I don't remember. I just remember the pigeon throwing up.
One. Oh, what the fuck?
I was like...
And I got the fucking bird flu at that time.
So when the pigeon kept throwing up, I'm like... Daisy, you're an idiot. The only reason you caught it is because this bitch was already sick.
That's why it didn't fly away.
That's why it didn't fly away, because it was sick.
It was sick.
And then ever since then, pigeons me daban asco.
Not for us.
Now I know why pigeons gross me out.
Yeah. There you go.
Because I used to live in apartments.
This is free therapy.
Well, first, my parents...
you guys used to live in an apartment?
Yeah,
That's before what? There was only you and your parents?
No. So when I was born, I lived with my when I was a baby, my mom and my dad didn't have their own place.
Right.
So they lived with my aunt, my godmother, I guess.
Oh, in an apartment?
Or my tia Licha first. So
in an apartment?
No, they had a house because they had I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But at first we lived with my tia Licha, and then we moved with my godmother. And then after my godmother, my dad got like an apartment in Garden Grove. It's like on Euclid.
Yeah.
And since he was living in Garden Grove, working in Garden Grove, he was smart enough to realize that there was money in buying a house in the city that you're working in.
Yeah, of course, at that time.
So yeah, they had like a deal.
Right.
So my dad took the deal and he bought a house where he worked, like in the city that he worked in. So
actually, the same thing happened. My uncle used to live right here in apartments on the Fairview and Harbor or Trask. And then his work wasn't here, but it was nearby. It was over there by Saco. No, a little bit more. Fucking, I forgot. El Toro. So it wasn't that far either. You know what I mean? And then my aunt used to just work up the street since she was a fucking pharmacist nurse. So then, that's when they bought the house over here.
Oh, they got the deal too?
Yeah, well, she bought it like in the 90s, 93, 94 at that time.
I've been living there since I was 5.
Yeah, so the same thing, 92, 93. Because you're what, 87, 88?
No, I remember in 92, 93, I was into Tamagotchis. I've already been there for 5 years. Like I moved in when I was 5 years old. So that was not 90 something. That was like...
Yeah.
So I was born in 87?
Right.
Oh, okay.
I had 5,
I get you
93. So you started living... Yeah, so it's practically the same time that my aunt bought the house over here. That's when we started living over here.
And we were the last ones to move in. Everybody's already moved in. Almost everybody already.
So it was an empty house the whole time?
No. The neighborhood was already... We've been like the newest members in that neighborhood. People have been living there for years.
Right.
So
before you, it was the same people in the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood, yeah.
Right. You guys were the new kids of the block.
We were the new kids, and you know what happened? I came outside, and the first thing I hear is "caca." I hear bad words, I hear bad words, and caca, and all kinds. And I look to my neighbor's side, and I see a bunch of boys sticking their heads out the window on the top window. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing over there at the top window? And it turns out they're probably on bunk beds, right? So I was like, oh my God, welcome to my second part of my childhood.
Like, here we go.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember when we moved over here with my aunt. Yeah, we knew all the kids from that neighborhood.
You want to pack it? Because I don't know where your stuff is at.
Yeah, there was a bunch of fucking kids. It was cool back then. I remember, fuck, dude. I was going everywhere on the bike.
Oh, so when did your mom buy the house or whatever?
That one, that was like when I was like going from 11 to 12. My mom said, like, you know, like, aquí ya estuvo, tengo que moverme, because we were growing up, and it was just one room with my mom and my brother. And then my aunt, well, they had, you know, the same thing. So my mom decided. At first, we were gonna move all the way over there to Lake Elsinore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the house was fucking nice. It was really big. Just the fucked up part was the work commute from my mom.
Oh.
It was way too far. And plus, the school, it was like so near. So if something would happen to us, that then it could, you know, it's a long drive for her to go fucking, you know, pick us up and shit. And plus, she didn't want us to go to the school over there. She wanted to come over here. That type of deal. And she was going to come drop us off early morning and then go to work and then pick us up, you know.
That's where my friend moved to. You probably met them. They got married and they have 2 kids now. And her name is Leticia and then Luis. And remember that, so you know where I live, right? And you know across the street, we've been to those houses right there across the street, like the one with the pool. So what happened with him is that they finally got rid of that house. They got rid of the house, and they always had a second property they rented out. It was in Garden Grove by Crystal Cathedral.
Oh wow.
And so what happened was, I guess they lost the house that they were living in, and they kicked the people out of their rental house.
Oh, so they can move in.
So they can move in.
All right.
So they finally moved in, and that's where Leticia had her 2 babies. And right now the two boys, they're like around my daughter's age, and they lived with their parents. They saved up those 2 people that I'm talking about. They saved their money, and they bought a house in Lake Elsinore. And they're around our age, Leticia and Luis. You remember them probably, because Leticia's sister is my friend Joanna, the gordita. I don't know if you remember her. But yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
The last thing that she said to me, and her, Leticia, talking shit because I just had my 4th baby.
So your parents bought the house what, in the 90s? Because you said that you remember living here when you were 5.
Yeah, I pretty much moved in when I was around 5 years old.
So they bought it at the same time, almost 92 and 93. Oh yeah, they bought it pretty good. Because I remember my aunt told me one time they bought it for like 120, 130, some shit like that.
Oh, 130. My dad bought it for I think between 110 to 117.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
That's weird how your mom didn't end up in Garden Grove too. Surprisingly, she's close.
She wanted to, but at the same time, she has to be something here because she noticed if you're on the other side, you have to go to the schools over there.
Oh.
That's the thing. So we couldn't find anything around here. I'm telling you, we went to the one in Lake Elsinore. We're like, damn, that's crazy. I'm like, wow, that's a badass house. It has a big ass front yard. I'm like, dude, I'm all thinking, I can throw parties like a motherfucker out
here. You're 12 years old?
Yeah. At that time, I was already getting, like, you know, dressing like, you know, like hip-hopper and shit, like baggy pants and shit like that. Getting to know people in parties and shit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do all kinds of shit out here. Yeah, it was a nice house. It was big. And I think my mom at that time, they were like 180, almost 200. And I was like, damn. You know what I mean? But just the commute, that's the thing. Porque ella trabaja aquí in Newport. Yeah. Well, yeah, she works at Newport and Costa Mesa and over here in Garden Grove. And that time she had 3 jobs. So, yeah, there's no fucking way she could have done it that way.
That's surprisingly much expensive. 180 compared to over here 110. That's a big difference.
No, I know, but that was years later though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was way later.
Oh, when you were 12.
Yeah, when I was 12. Yeah, because I remember when I started living over here in Garden Grove with my aunt at the house, I was like from 7 or 8 to like 12. That's when we started living when we were here ourselves, our own house. Yeah. And then we saw another house. This was more in the ghetto place, but it was pretty nice though. It's over there on Rate and fucking I forgot the other street. Rate and something else. I'll take you one of these days.
Oh, you're pretty lucky. You ended up close to the college.
No, I know. I know. I was really fucking my mom.
And plus, you're close to the river trail. You go to the.
I used to fucking use that shit all the time.
Dude, you're close to here.
As soon as we fucking moved, I was going everywhere. Dude, one time I went from my house and I just followed the whole riverbed. I ended up somewhere in the beach over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck am I? You know, the shit can take us down here.
You're lucky, very lucky to be here.
I know. Yeah, no idea. I was like, man, that's crazy. No, my mom, yeah, she got a pretty good deal. Well, not really, but you know, it's a nice house and a like good fucking location. You know what I mean? Really good location. That's true. It is. It's between every fucking thing. There's a college. There's the fucking elementary.
There's a bus
junior
stop.
High. Yeah, there's a bus stop right there, and then the train where it's gonna pass is like down the street, like.
Oh yeah, the train.
Yeah, so everything nearby. Everything. We have one park and elementary right there, so it's like everything near the fuck, or like near us the whole time. Yeah, a while back, my mom was gonna sell the house. I told my mom, if you fucking sell the house, I'm gonna get you by the hair. Te voy a rezar por toda la casa antes que la vendas. She's like, ¿por qué?
Well, like, how old were you?
I was like fucking like, I think I was going to 23, 24. It's not like I was helping her either. You know what I mean? But. Like you do that stupid move money, you're gonna lose big. She wanted to get rid of it because, she wanted to sell it. Because she, another house that she had, she ended up losing because of the guy she married. And she almost came closing and losing this one. So then she got some equity, paid whatever she had to pay, and start again with this one. Yeah.
Now, how come you don't talk to your step family no more, even though you guys are divorced or whatever?
Nah, there was a kinds of shit. There was something that happened to happened with my nephew, and it's not good. You know what I mean? And that's something kind of like, not to be rude, but it's like a family situation type thing. I wouldn't like to share.
It ended bad.
It ended bad, yeah. In other words, but it you know, también it affected my nephew. You know what I mean? And you know, not because we, you know, as a family we separated, but in between what happened. You know what I mean? Like something, but yeah. So that's one of the big reasons that you know I wouldn't talk to those fools anymore. But another reason just because that guy he was like literally like playing my mom left and right, and we kept on telling her. I told her, my mom, I'm like, man, I'm like, you know, like. Think what you're doing. Just think what you're doing. You know what I mean? I mean, at this point, I can't tell my mom nothing. I can't tell her anything. She raises like mom and dad, and finally she found somebody. I was like, just think what you're doing, because you can see this motherfucker. And I'm just like, man. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So she was close of losing this fucking house over here, and that's the time she wanted to sell it, just to make. Just to sell this one, pay the debt from the other house, and then maybe move somewhere.
And what was the other house? Where did you live before?
We're over here in Garden Grove with my mom. I mean, my aunt. I'm telling you, like at 11 or 12, we moved over there. No, but there was another house before this one where she is right now. It was more that way, on the ghetto place. And it was like right by the street. Like así pasan chingos de carros. Like, I'll take you one easy. You'll see it. It wasn't safe. And plus, there was a barra. There was a fence. And practically the two houses that I've been living in there was no fucking fence in the front. It was like wide open. That's what I liked about it. And that one was fucking all fenced up. And I'm just like, oh fuck. It's gonna be ghetto.
I don't work tomorrow, but I work obviously Sunday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No, that's good.
And my mom, not my mom, she's like me. She doesn't care as long as the car works. But because my dad's like, oh, how much does the mechanic charge you? I was like, $592. He's like, what the hell did they do to your car? I was like brakes and I don't know what else. He's like, on Monday you need to go get the receipt. I'm like, I'm not gonna go get the receipt.
He did some miracles. He took some blessings.
I just told him to do everything. I told him that's why. I told him do the maintenance.
Well, okay, hold on. Well, might as well go get a new car.
Hey, that saves me a couple more miles on the stupid Jeep. I'm willing to take this fucking $592 deal. He's like, what kind of oil do you want? I'm like, what kind is better? He's like, synthetic, but it costs more. I'm like, get the synthetic. I don't even know why they tell me it costs more.
Well, now all the cars, they don't have to be synthetic. All the new cars. But what's going on? Well, fuck. At this point, you should get a new car, though. Because you do need one.
Yeah, but later, not now. I need one soon, though. I know
you do.
The car's all messed up.
I know.
My kids love it, though.
I bet.
But you know why? Because they can see everything. They can get out of their seats and they can climb on the windows and look at everything.
And you're like...
And every time I'm like in a stop or I just feel
driving?
like... Yeah.
No, fucking sit them down.
I'm like, sit down.
Because you're the one driving. You take your eyes out of these motherfuckers, you're going to have a fucking crash and all these motherfuckers are running around.
Don't even say that.
I know, but fucking sit them down. Fucking glue their seats or something. Fuck.
That's why sometimes I go, you know what?
Or take one at a time. Well, then you can't.
No. You know what? I leave them at home like 20%, like I'll say 30% of the time I leave them at home because, like, you're right, number one, I don't want to get into an accident with them in it. And I hope that one day if I am in an accident that nobody's with me.
Right. That's the point.
So,
well, at least, a new car will help you.
These kids will miss it. Like, I can't see shit now.
Yeah, get the Tesla. Sit them there, their asses down.
They can't see shit.
No, they can't see shit.
No, maybe they can see the screen, but that's not the same, huh?
Well, actually, they can see the whole sky.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're all like this. Because my friend drives one for work. And he took me one time. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It looks simple, though. So simple. Have you never been in one? Tesla?
No. What does he do for work?
He just presents materials to people. So he loads up the material in the back, and then he fucking goes places. And I was like, that's crazy. I wish I was working with that for right there. And I was like, that's bad. Motherfucker drives a Tesla and shit. And so when I came in here, like in his Tesla, it's simple. I shit you not, dude. Right here, the console is like simply like you have no fucking idea. Over here, simple as hell. And then everything's free though. You have a big fucking space. That's all I can tell you. You can put a laptop and fucking right exit right there or whatever. But and the same thing in the back. But it's like it's open all the way. That's another thing.
I just need a burp.
What?
Oh, Granny will help me.
I can buy your friend again. So you catch a fucking pigeon?
Yeah, I was like,
It was sick.
I was like, oh my god, how cool! I have a bird. I was like, oh my god, I thought this bird was tame. No, this bird is just dying.
That's fuck. It was my last breath.
It was gross. I was like, man, this is, now I know why I hate pigeons.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened like this.
That never happened to you. You got an animal, you're all excited, and next thing you know, it's all fucking dying.
No.
You're like,
we don't get no animal just out of the street. Only because they landed in my yard. No, we don't do that. That's only if we bought the perky, try to leave, and it's still in the yard, then we can try to catch them. Other than that, we don't catch other birds unless it's ours. No, I remember my mom used to buy me perkies that had lizards. All kinds of little fucking shit. I had a turtle one time. It died like 3 weeks later. I was like, what the hell happened? I had no water.
I left mine outside the whole day. Of course it died.
Oh, what? Oh my god, that's fucked. Okay, check this out. I swear to God. Oh, alright. My nephew, he had a turtle after I had a turtle. Because he liked it. So then his turtle lasted like almost 2 months. It was getting bigger. He was healthy and shit, right? So then at that time, my sister started living with my sister. And I was living right there. I mean, my sister started living with my mom and I was living there. So then my nephew tells me, oh, take care of the turtle for me. We'll be back. We're going to go eat somewhere. I'm like, all right. So, yo de pendejo, agarro la tortuga, and I was sitting outside. I remember I was sitting outside of the house, and I let him go, and there was a lot of grass. So then I let him go, right? And then I got a phone call. I remember running inside the house or something. So when I came out, I'm on the phone. I forgot who it was or whatever. I'm on the phone. No, I'm okay. And then I was just like, all right, cool, whatever. So then I hanged up. I went back inside the house. I was watching TV and shit, right? I forgot about the fucking turtle.
Where'd you leave it?
In the front yard.
But what time was it?
Oh, it was like fucking like close to the afternoon.
So it didn't die from the sun like mine?
No, that's the thing. We never found it. I was looking everywhere. That motherfucker escaped, or some bird took it. One thing or another. I swear to God, so my nephew got here. He was just like,
you know, another thing that might have happened to you? Is you have parakeets. One time I had a parakeet. I swear to God, I'm not lying. I don't know if I already told you because I tell you a lot of stories, but this one time I was on the street, like in front of my house. I don't know why I was in the middle of the street, but I had my parakeet on my finger.
Oh, so you had a parakeet like that?
Yeah, I had a parakeet on my finger. So I think I was in the front yard.
Yeah.
Because I had it like that, and then out of nowhere, this hawk comes in. I don't know. I swear to God, this hawk comes in and takes my birdie. It was a little blue bird. It was a little blue bird. And you know what I did? I ran after it.
Well, yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I ran after it. It was instinct.
Well,
you know,
duh.
that was instinct. It was like, so I started running, and so I don't know, it was a miracle, but the bird let it go.
Right.
And I think
he didn't get a good grip.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, and so I got my parakeet back, but I was like, oh
Poor
my
parakeet.
God.
He was mad at you.
And then I would get scared because I also had because you know that I brought one to your house one time, I put it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I put it on the tree, and they would, and I'm like, no, come back here. I didn't want it to go, to climb up the tree. So yeah, I would do that. I'd be like,
You used to clip the wings, huh?
I used to clip the wings.
Yeah,